it's Betsy, and today we have a fun video. We're going to be testing out the new Eternal Eclipse collection by Lunar Beauty. Okay, so now I purchased this collection on launch day. Let me show y'all my shirt. This is Samantha March's merch. Isn't that cute? Love it. But I purchased this collection on launch day, and I purchased the whole thing, which includes the makeup bag with the 7 eye brushes in it, the eyeshadow palette, and a liquid lipstick and a lip gloss, which retailed for $86. Now, it did take a little while for it all to come in because the makeup brushes were not ready at first. But I am excited to play with these because I do like how small some of these brushes are. And they feel really nice and soft. So we'll see how this goes. But I figure we'll do one eye look today and then something tomorrow so we can get a couple of looks out of it. But when you open up the palette, this retails for $48. I think the brushes by themselves are like $35. It looks like this, and it is the sister to the Strawberry Dream, and there is a big mirror. And you can fold it back, and it looks like this. So there are 15 shades. I do not own the Strawberry Dream palette, but I do own Moonspell, and I also own the Moon Prism blush palette and a few of his liquid lipsticks and one of his glosses. And if you're not familiar, Lunar Beauty is makeup brand owned by Manny MUA. So the lip gloss that is in this set is Aura. The outside of the packaging looks like this, and this is a cream nude. So as you can see, there's not a lot of sparkle to it. Oh, it still smells like cake. And I really enjoy the Lunar Beauty formula for the lip gloss, so that's what that looks like. And then the liquid lipstick is Zaya, which the packaging is just so stunning. Look, I love the little diamond crystal thing at the top. And this is what the lipstick looks like. So they're both beautiful nudes. So we like that. And then we have the eyeshadow palette. Let me pick up my thing that I dropped. That's what it looks like. Okay, so this is a very neutral palette with a lot of cool tones and some blue, but I am excited to play with this. So we're gonna start off by swatching like normal. So we've got Flare, that's really pretty. Adamantium, that's, ooh. Meteor, that's really pretty. Gold Dust, okay. That's more of like a brassy kind of gold, or at least to me. So we've got Flare, Adamantium, Meteor, Gold Dust. So as you can see, the first 4 shades are shimmers. And I like the formula that is on. The Flare shade is not my favorite kind of shimmer, but it's okay. Then we have Desert Sky, and that is a beautiful bronze shimmer. Dusk, which is a nude matte. Rose Thorn, which is like a mauvey pink matte. And Sandstorm, which is like a deeper brown. Okay, so we have Dusk, or no, that's Desert Sky, Dusk, Rose Thorn, and Sandstorm. And his formula does swatch really, really well. And I don't mind a nude palette, I really don't, because I like my nudes and I like my color. This is Summer Sky, that's beautiful. Earth Blender. Starry Eyed. Oh, I like that color. Smoke. So Summer Sky, Earth Blender, Starry Eyed Smoke. So if you look, smoke is really that traditional asphalt gray that has a little bit of blue in it. Okay, then we have Deep Sea. I love that color. Lagoon and Night Sky. Oh, that's pretty. So we have Deep Sea, Lagoon, and Night Sky. So I have seen some reviews with this and Night Sky, even though it's got all those glitter particles in it, when it blends out, the people were saying it lost it, so we shall see. But I think today we are going to stick with more of a nude look, and then we'll do something with those stormy grays and stuff tomorrow. Okay, so wipe away the swatches, okay? And grab my Minnie Mouse ears. So today we're gonna go for our millennial pink Minnie Mouse ears because they match my shirt. And I've got like hairs everywhere. I'm shedding, sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing, it is what it is. Okay, I'm gonna grab my scissors and trim some of these e.l.f. eye tapes. And I have taken and primed my eyelids. I used the medium of the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Base. So I'm going to take the biggest brush, which is the LBE 1. And we're going to go into the shade right here, which is called Dusk. Because that, okay, so you can see there's some kick up in the pan, which that doesn't bother me in the least little bit. You know, that's part of, I feel like a lot of times when there's kick up, I get a better blend. That's really pretty. And a lot of times they'll have better pigmentation. So you can see the difference. But yeah, I think I want to keep this very nude today. Because some days you feel like you want a nude look and some days you don't. So far, the brushes are performing nicely. They're weightier than the Nabla, which I like. I like to have, the Nabla performed well. It's just, I like to have something that feels like it has some substance in my hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like when it has a little bit of weight behind it, and I know it's completely wrong, that it helps me kind of blend it out a little bit. So next I'm gonna go into the shade Sandstorm, right here, same brush. And as you can see, I only applied it to half of the brush. And we're gonna keep kind of working that into the crease, but keeping it just really low. And I know some people get bothered by a nude look, but I don't know. I enjoy both. You know, sometimes you need some color in your life, and sometimes, you know, just a nude smoky eye is all you need. Okay, so next up, I'm gonna take, this is the Lunar Beauty 3 brush. So it's still a little fluffy brush. It's just smaller. And we're gonna go into the shade Summer Sky. Okay, so that is a great crease brush. That is like perfect size. Okie dokie. But you see how easy these shadows are blending? And that's part of it, is I like something that kind of blends itself. I am a makeup enthusiast, and I know a lot about formulas because I've played with so many, but like I can't tell you what makeup works better, you know. Like for me, it's all about what I like and what works well for me. So now I'm gonna go into the shade Earth Blender on that same Lunar Beauty 3 brush. And we're gonna use that just in the very outside V. Okay, you see how that just instantly added some depth to this look? That is definitely what I like to go for. And these brushes really aren't bad price. Like the one thing I did like about them is they are only about $6 each. So that makes them rather affordable. So I'm gonna take that same Lunar Beauty #1 brush and just make sure everything is smooth blended. Okay. So I think I'm going to use these two shimmers today and then maybe that in the inner corner. And one thing that in this brush set, so if you look at the brushes, they're all kind of fluffy. So none of these would be the type that I would typically use to apply shadow all over the lid. I am particular about that. I like a flat brush. This is the Nabla N103. Okay. So, and if I seem kind of off today, I have been dealing with like just not feeling super great for the past few days. All the weather changes and stuff like that doesn't help my fibro, and then on top of that, it doesn't help my sinuses, so the two mixed together does not make for a very happy or talkative Betsy. But I still want to play with makeup, so that's what we're doing. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the shade Desert Sky first. Okay, that picks up nicely on the brush. And y'all know this is the same method I do every single time I do an eye look. This is my preference. This helps keep shadows in place, which I think is important because I don't want a lot of fallout. That's pretty. So I don't think I bought any makeup this week, which is kind of shocking, but I don't think there's really anything that spoke to me. Next, we're gonna go into Gold Dust, which is more of that brassy color. Okay. Now, one thing I definitely will say about these shimmers in here, or at least the two colors I'm using, they're very grungy, which I love, but I wish they had just a tad bit more sparkle, almost. So you see how when I'm going back over it with my finger, how it gives it a tiny bit more sparkle. But a lot of times I prefer to lay it down with the glitter glue, and then if I have to bring a little bit of sparkle back into it, I'll go back over it with my finger. But all in all, I think they performed well. But I do think like the adamantium, that just has a lot more impact than that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, they're pretty. It's just, it doesn't have as much impact as I typically like. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go off camera and I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup, and then we'll come back and we'll do the lower lash line, and that'll be it because we're gonna do another look with this palette. So I'm back and I have the rest of my face on. I used the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Radiant Bronze Light. And then I decided to try to see if I could use a used Rose Thorn as my blush and Flare as my highlight. So I think it turned out okay. So we're gonna start off by putting on the liquid lipstick first, and then we'll go into putting on the rest of our face. I did use a different lash today, and it's the Sephora brand. So these, the plush ones, I've had these forever. And I remember now why I didn't, like I think I've worn them or tried to wear them once. they just feel like they overpower my eyes. And I figured this nude went better today than the gloss because this has such more of a brownie undertone, whereas the gloss had a little bit more pinkness to it. The doe foot on these is really nice. And even though it's a matte liquid lipstick, like it feels more like a velvet formula. And it goes on very, very easily, very easily. Okay, so now let's apply some shadow underneath. Okay, so I'm gonna grab, this is the LB5, and we're gonna go back into Earthbender. Just ever so slightly. And we're gonna dust that on the outer half. Cause you know, if I can do grunge, I'm going to do grunge. Okay, now I'm going to take that same brush and we're gonna go into the shade Sandstorm, which was the kind of medium shade I used on my eyes for the front portion. Okay, gonna grab the same brush I used on top. This is the Lunar Beauty #1, just to go through and make sure everything's blended. Yeah, I feel like these are way too heavy. Okay, I'm gonna go into the shade Flare. This is the LB7. This is the tiny little, what I would use for an inner corner. Okay, let's try spraying that, because I think it means something. There we go. So that's making it pop a little bit more in the inner corner. Okie dokie, let's apply some lower lash line mascara. And this is the first finished look. So I like how this came out. So we'll come back tomorrow and do another one. So we're back to do another look with the Eternal Eclipse collection. I always want to mess that up. So I think what I'm gonna start with today is the shade Smoke, because I want to make a really kind of dramatic, oh yeah, this is gonna be dramatic, eye look. So I'm just going to start with Smoke and then kind of blend it out, because I want to see how dark and smoky I can get with this. You know, let's make it fun. But I do love Lunar Beauty's shadow formula and how things perform. I have been impressed with everything that I have gotten from the brand so far. So they've been really consistent in my eyes. Now, if that's how it goes with everybody's experience, I don't know, because there are, what, 3 eyeshadow palettes that I didn't purchase. Life's a Drag, which was the first release, which didn't really speak to me. Then we had the Greek Goddess, which again wasn't my favorite, and Strawberry Dream, again, just wasn't my kind of color story. But when Moonspell came out, I purchased that rather quickly and I liked it, so I bought the Moon Prism blush palette and that was good. And then I bought lip gloss and liquid lipsticks and I liked that formula as well. So when this came out, I was like, yes, because this, even though to me this is a half neutral, half colorful, but it is the grunginess that I like in an eyeshadow palette. You know what I mean? Okay. So next I'm going to dust this off. See how easily that blended out? And we're still using his brushes. We're gonna go into, this is the Lunar Beauty 5. We're gonna go into the shade Lagoon, which is like that. It's not really a blue, but it's like a dirty cerulean blue. And we're going to use that to really deepen up the crease. Because y'all know, grungy is good in my book. And even though I'm not going anywhere for like Christmas parties or anything like that, this would be the kind of palette I would typically reach for like if we were going to Jeremy's work Christmas party, where I could do something that is elegant yet grungy, because, you know, that's kind of my aesthetic. Not really elegant. I'm not elegant at all. Like, I am a t-shirt and jeans kind of girl, and that's about it. So we're just gonna take the Lunar Beauty 1, LBE1. That is so hard to say. Look how easily that blended out though. I'm liking this. I want to build it up a little bit more. Sounds like a golf cart going down the road. So we live in a small town. Our town is like 17,000 people. So it's a small town, and people ride around here like in the middle of the city on their golf carts. Is that something that happens with y'all? You know, for us, it's like an everyday occurrence. Okie dokie. So I really like how that came out. So I'm going to take, this is the Lunar Beauty number 3. We're going to go into the shade Night Sky, which is the black with the blue glitter. Oh yeah. To use on the outside corner. That is really pigmented. Really pigmented. And we're just going to use the same brush to kind of blend it out, but not too much. You hear people talking. Literally, just so y'all know, the way that my shop is, because we have 2 sides, it's like a bigger building. So it's like 4,000 square feet for the building where my shop is. Well, my office is in the front 1,000 feet on the second side. So there's 2 sides. And I am literally about 10 feet away from this sidewalk. And it's an old building, so it's made out of concrete, but the windows kind of suck. We're fixing to get them changed because you can hear anytime anybody talks. I'm really liking this. But I don't want to make it too blue either, because I'm wearing Baby Yoda Christmas clothing. So let me find a flat brush, because I would think I want to use Meteor. Yeah, let's swatch out. Let's look at the 3 shimmers that I really haven't used, other than Adamantium, which I'm going to use in my inner corner. So those are the 3 that I haven't used. We'll see. I'm probably going to do more than 1. That's not unusual for me. I'm just trying to decide if I want to use some blue or not, or if I want to make it more gray. I think I'm going to keep it gray, because even though Deep Sea is really pretty, I want to keep it more gray tones, I think. So let's make sure that is nice and blended. Okay. This is the ColourPop E3 brush. Y'all know I use these all the time for not really cutting the crease. I don't really cut the crease, but I use them for applying shimmers. So we're gonna apply dollop, do a dollop, do a dollop, daisy. Do y'all do that? Do y'all remember like every commercial you ever see? I'm bad about that. So let's apply a dollop of our Too Faced glitter glue. Any glitter glue will work. Too Faced is just what I'm using right now. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna go into Starry Eyed. which is the deeper of the two gray shimmers. This is like a wet concrete kind of color. It's the best way for me to describe it. And there goes someone blaring their music. I'm wondering how much of this y'all can hear, because I typically don't watch back a lot of my video because I don't like the sound of my own voice. I don't know how many other people are like that, but that's how I am. So I don't watch everything back. Like, I double check to make sure things are there. I just watch it when it's quiet and hope that I'm good enough at filling the void with noise. So now we're going in with Meteor. So as you can see, it is a lighter gray than Starry Eyed, but I don't know if it's enough of a difference on the eyes. See, someone's outside talking about barbecue. And I hear a train a-coming. It's a good thing I am almost finished. Because the train is a couple of blocks that way, so whenever it goes by, it gets loud. Like, super duper loud. Okie dokie. Grab this brush and smooth it out one more time. And let's look. Okay. Oh, I'm very impressed with how that looks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go off camera, I'm gonna do the rest of my face, and then we'll come back and do the lower lash line, and we will talk about my thoughts on the entire collection. Okie dokie. So I have the rest of my face on. We're gonna use the Aura lip gloss today because I used the liquid lipstick yesterday, and I wanna see what I think of his cream lip gloss formula. I love that color. That is a very nude. Which, whenever you're rocking such a bold eye as I am today, I love a good nude. And the formula feels the same, it smells the same. For the rest of my face, I did use the Hourglass Ambient Light Bronzer in Ambient Bronze Light. I used the Lunar Moon Prism blush palette, and I used the shade Soul. I probably just said that completely wrong. And then I used the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude Glow highlighter. And let's go ahead and finish out this eye. So I'm going to take whatever's left over on this brush. This is the LB3 that had the black shade on it, that night sky color. And I'm going to apply this underneath my lower lash line. Okay? Because I want something really smoky. And I did use the Swerve ColourPop BFF Gel Cream eyeliner today on both top and bottom, and I am wearing my normal false lashes that I always use, the Eyelure Accent number 5s. Okay. We are liking that. I'm going to take the number 5 brush that had that blue on it and just adding the tiniest bit of that. Look how pretty that looks. It definitely has that smoky, sexy vibe that I like. Now, I will go ahead and tell you, the lip products from this kit are a 10 out of 10. I love both of them, and I love the color of them. But, you know, I am a nude lip kind of lady. Now, for the eye brushes, they're actually really good, and they're inexpensive in comparison to a lot of eye brushes. I mean, for me to get the palette, 7 eye brushes, a makeup bag, and 2 lippies for under $100, I think that's a darn good deal. Okay, and so I'm gonna go into the LB6, which is just a small pencil brush. And I'm picking up the shade Adamantium, which is that silver. And I'm going to spray it. And we're going to apply that directly in the inner corner. Look how pretty that looks. I love that color. So, the brushes are a good value for what you get, especially if you can buy them in a set like I did. I really enjoyed them. And I used all of them except for these two. So, really like them. The palette is a winner for me. Look at this look. Isn't that beautiful? I definitely give this a 10 out of 10. I mean, I really enjoyed it. And I think that it'll work for a lot of different skin tones. I mean, every color showed up on me, which a lot of times doesn't happen. And I am just a medium skin tone. So if you're darker, this hopefully will work for you. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which is typically Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But for the month of December, I'm posting new videos every single day. So I guess that's it. So we'll see y'all later. Bye.